Back again for another video. So I got a little something that I want to read to you guys. It's not my creation, but it's something that I've talked about for a little while. Something that I constantly bring up, and it's the programming of society. I tend to believe that you reap more benefits following a man than you will ever reap benefits from following, even if that man is half of a man, a quarter of a man, you still reap more benefits than following society. Remember, I said in my other video that society will program you to reap benefits for themselves and give you little to nothing. And because of this, you're left defeated. At the end of the day, you're left defeated, and with not much to show for it. If you do have something to show for it, there's scraps. Whereas with a man, and I'm speaking to the women on this one. Whereas with a man, you can have at least some semblance of return. You'll get something. You know, I don't know too many men who will completely give you nothing. And if you're running into men like that over and over again, you need to evaluate yourself, because I know plenty of men that are much like myself. I run across them all the time. A lot of them are my friends, family, etc. So if you're not running into men who have some level of reciprocity that is decent, more decent than the programming that you will, the benefits that you get from the programming of society, then you have a problem. So I get a little tongue-tied sometimes. Jeez. But anyway, let me go ahead and read this. So listen up. My friend's husband won't let her visit any friends or family. He has made her stop all contact with them unless it's on the phone or computer. He reads and censors her comments on social media. He makes her feel like she's going crazy for thinking he's controlling and that she is ungrateful. After all, he's only doing this because of how much he cares about her. He doesn't want her going to the gym anymore, so she doesn't go. He also doesn't let her go to work anymore. He told her to only rely on him for income and that he will take care of her. She's not really allowed to go out anymore unless it's for necessities. And when she does, he makes sure to have people guilt trip her about it and shame her for it. He wants her to have this medical procedure done and tells her that if she does it, he will allow her more freedoms. He constantly says he's only doing all of this because he cares. He is just doing it for her own good. Now, reading that, a lot of women might say, oh, that guy is an asshole, and he's such a horrible person. But what if I tweaked the paragraph that I just read you a little bit? What if I said to you that you should replace him with society? Every time that he or him was mentioned, you should replace it with the word society, or say the society. Then how would you feel? How would you feel then? Would you automatically change your view on how this individual is being perceived? Or would nothing change at all? Would you still feel upset? Well, let's read it again. And I'm going to do just that. Society won't let her visit any of her friends. Society has made her stop all contact with them unless it's on the phone or computer. Society reads and censors her comments on social media. Society makes her feel like she's going crazy for thinking society's controlling and that she is being ungrateful. After all, society's only society's only doing this because of how much society cares about her. Society doesn't want her going to the gym anymore, so she doesn't go. Society also doesn't let her go to work anymore. Society told her to only rely on society for income, or the government for income. I'm going to interchange the government and society a few times in this. To only rely, because they're one and the same. They're both from the same entity. Just make that clear. They come from. They send out a bunch of programs for you women to follow. But anyways, the government, or excuse me, let's go back to. Okay, society also doesn't let her go to work anymore. The government told her to only rely on the government for income and that the government will take care of her. She's not really allowed to go out anymore unless it's for necessities. And when she does, the government makes sure to have people society makes sure to have people guilt trip her about it and shame her for it. The government wants her to have this medical procedure done and tells her that if she does it, then she will be allowed to have more freedoms. The government and society constantly says that they're only doing all of this because they care. Society is just doing it for her own good. Now, how does that make you feel? Once again, I see a lot of programming that a lot of people don't for some reason. It's okay for a woman to submit to so many other things, to follow so many other things, to, be under and not question anything. But when it comes to a man, where did that come from? Would that program come from society? And would it come from the government? Would it? It's a question. Is it possible that programming has come from something that is comprised of many people, that is not an individual man? And the next question I have is why? Why? What's the purpose of that? I've already answered that. The purpose is to reap the benefits while giving the user little to nothing. That's what the program is meant for. That's the reason why it's so socially acceptable for you to be such an independent woman, because the programmer understands that they reap the most benefits off you being independent instead of being under a man. They know that. Do you know that? Probably not. It's weird that we label men as controlling and, we label them all these things and as a bad person, an individual, if they were to do the same thing that the government and society is already doing to you. Isn't that interesting? Isn't it interesting that you have been programmed by society that you should do more for society as a whole, mind you? It's not just one individual person than you would do for one person. You're working probably 100 more times harder than you would for a man ever. And they want to keep you that way because it benefits them. I don't think you understand that you're being duped. You're being had. You're being taken advantage of. But hey, ignorance is bliss, I guess. But if you want change, keep listening to my channel. Believe me, this will change you. But anyways, this has been the Wolf of Bearded Clothes. May you have a good day and peace be with you.